So for this class, if you could grab a blanket or a little towel or something to pad your knees with, that might be a really good idea. You can just set it up towards the back edge of your mat, maybe on the lower third of your mat. And once you have your blanket situated, you're going to crawl the knees just to the edge of it. Take the big toes together and the knees slightly wider than hips width apart. And you're going to take the hands in front of you, just about a foot in front of the knees. Spread the fingers really wide so that you can see triangles of mat in between them. And then on an inhale, without moving the hands, you're going to imagine pulling your chest through the arms so you elongate through the spine. So inhale, elongate through the spine, opening up the chest, looking in front of you. Inhale here. And exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, elongate through the spine once again, pulling the hands towards you without moving them, pulling the chest, the arms. And we're going to exhale, allow the chin come to chest, side out. One more round of that. Inhaling, really pulling the chest through the arms, keeping the hips really heavy. And then we'll exhale, side out through the mouth and walk the hands far and farther forward until you can rest the forehead on the earth in a child's pose. Once you find your child's pose, you can rock a little from side to side on the forehead, awakening the intuition, also giving yourself a nice sinus massage. And gradually find stillness. And as you lay here, feeling your body getting heavier with every exhale, so that you sink like a rock in water, deeper and deeper down into the tranquility of the moment. With every inhale, feel the stretch that's happening in your low back, maybe in your inner thighs. Notice that there's a circulation difference in the feet. And we're going to just take 3 breaths here in child's pose, but I want you to, as you breathe in, say the word let in your mind, and as you breathe out, say the word go in your mind. So we're going to be breathing to just this mini mantra, let go. So beginning the breaths. Exhale all your breath out. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. And exhale, go. Great. We're going to slowly come up onto the forearms, walk the knees in towards each other until they're hip width apart. And on an inhale, we're just going to drag the hands towards the knees until they come up onto the knees, hips directly over the knees. And we're going to inhale, continue to inhale, stretch the arms up towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to cactus the arms out to either side, opening up through the chest. Take a couple rounds of breath here, breathing into your chest. You can extend the arms out into a T shape, making sure to engage through the glutes, pressing the hips farther and farther forward until we exhale. Bring the arms in front of you. Give yourself a hug here. And we're going to continue to curl the spine, moving the forehead towards the ground until we rest the forehead on the ground, still having ourselves in a hug here. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. We'll slowly crawl our way back up onto the knees, continuing the inhale as the arms reach up. Exhale here. Inhale again to reach the arms out. You can either cactus the arms or take the arms out into a T, shining your heart forward, making sure to stay really engaged through the glutes. Inhale here. And then we'll exhale, give ourselves a hug with the opposite arm on top this time. Slowly continue your descent until your forehead touches the earth. Inhale, left. Exhale, go. Relaxing through the neck. One more round of this. Inhaling, crawling up onto the knees, reaching the arms up and over the head. Exhale here. And then we'll inhale, continue to push the hips forward, allowing the heart to melt back while we open the arms out to either side. And maybe you clasp the hands behind you. Pull the fists farther and farther towards the ground as if they're going to reach towards the heels while staying really engaged through the glutes. Inhale here. Exhale. If your hands are bound behind your back, maybe this time you descend towards the earth, maintaining the spine until your forehead reaches the earth and the hands come up higher and higher towards the sky behind you. Maybe you even rock onto the top of the head for a second here. If you feel super stable in the neck, only do that if you feel pretty confident about doing it. And of course, if this doesn't feel good to you, feel free to just take that hand, that holding yourself. Pose. All right, inhale here, left. Exhale here, go. And then we slowly release the hands wherever they were and allow them to come to the top of the mat back into our child's pose. If you'd like to adjust your blanket here, maybe you take it up to the middle of the mat so you can lay your belly onto it. And then we're going to crawl ourselves forward until the upper hips and lower belly are on our blanket. Just take a little crocodile pose here. So just make a little shelf with your arms and allow the forehead to come onto the top of the forearm. Once again, 3 rounds of that let go breath. So we're going to inhale left. Exhale, go. Inhale left. Exhale, go, softening through the shoulders. Inhale, let. And exhale, go. We're going to take the fingers and, well, the whole hands below the shoulders. And on an inhale, we're going to peel the chest up off the ground and look in front of us. Inhaling here. If you flutter the fingers, making sure that you're just doing this with the muscles of your back. And if this is feeling pretty good to you, if you swim the hands out behind you and take the legs up off the ground, join me in a locust pose. If you want to increase the difficulty of this, you can take the feet together. But either way, we're just going to hold this for a few breaths, allowing the muscles of the back to warm up. It can be really beneficial to spend even 10 breaths holding something like this to work on your back core muscles. Super good for stability inside and out. One more breath here. And then we'll exhale, take a crocodile pose once again, making a shelf with the hands, allowing the legs to come to the earth. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Great. We're going to just push ourselves through the knees. Take this super brief little down dog with the knees super bent here. This is the most inversion-y type pose we're going to do all class today. So just use it as a moment to check in with how you're feeling today. This could also easily be a dolphin pose if your wrists aren't feeling too good today, or you can just keep the forearms on the earth. Just pedaling out for a moment in down dog, shifting the hips from side to side. One more breath here, pressing into the hands, allowing the blood to drain in the opposite direction for a moment here. And then we'll exhale, allow the knees to land on the pillow you've created. On an inhale, the left hand comes to the center of the mat and the right hand feels up towards the sky, opening the chest out towards the right, twisting here. Inhale. Exhale, threading the needle. The back of the right hand comes to the earth through this hole you've created between the left arm and the body. And slowly we roll onto that right shoulder. Palm of the right hand facing towards the sky, pressing through the left hand to get a stretch in the shoulder blades. And inhale, look up towards the sky or keep the eyes closed. You can also straighten that left hand towards the top of the mat if that feels good. You can climb onto the fingertips of the left hand, trying to come onto the back of the head. Take this pose at your own pace, trying to keep the hips directly above the knees. One more breath in here. And exhale, we will release. Taking that right arm in slow motion back into that twist, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. And we'll take a circle in one direction with the right arm and a circle in the other direction. Great work. We're going to take the right leg out behind us. We're going to do a couple fire hydrant circles with that right knee, just waking up through the right hip and through the lower back on the right side. And we'll step that right foot up to the front of the mat. Crawl into a low lunge for a breath here. Inhaling here. Exhaling out through the mouth. You can rock a bit from side to side, noticing how your inner thigh feels at the right leg, how the hip flexor feels on the left side. You can plant the left hand down to the earth and inhale, twist towards the right, reaching that right hand up towards the sky once again if you'd like. You can come up off the left knee for just a moment here, getting a slightly deeper stretch. If that feels good, you can make this a lizard pose. And when I say all this, you don't have to do all these things. I'm just throwing out options because today is a very focus on what your body needs today kind of class. So there's just a few options you can take here. So inhaling in your version of the lunge. And then we'll exhale, walk the hands back. You can always use blocks on either sides of the hands here into our half split. Hanuman. We're going to flex the right toes. Keep this knee as bent as it needs to be. You can be up here. If this is a hamstring stretch for you, that is doing the pose. So find your hamstring stretch, keeping your back nice and flat. We'll inhale here. And then we'll exhale, crawl ourselves back into that low lunge. Inhale, walk the hands back, coming into that half split. Exhale, walk the hands forward, low lunge. Inhale, coming back into that half split. Exhale, coming into that low lunge. We're going to repeat this 3 more times with that same letting go breath that you've been doing all class. So inhale, walk it back to half split left. Exhale, walk forward into our low lunge, go. Inhale, walk it back, let. Exhale, walk it forward, go. Inhale, walk it back, let. And exhale, walk it forward, go. Once again, you can come into this twist, the left hand on the earth, right hand up towards the sky. You can walk that back knee a little farther back away from you. And if you want to try this, if you feel super open in the left hip flexors, maybe you see if you can take that left foot off the earth behind you and reach back with the right hand and see if you can take a hold of the toes. This is a really good one to practice with a strap, where you would just loop the strap around your foot and hold on to it with the right fingers. And if you don't have a strap, this is a really great strengthener if you can't quite reach to just hold this left foot up in space. Try to open up through the chest, like hold it up in space, just using your leg muscles. Open through the chest, no matter where you are. Maybe you come off of the full sole of the right foot so that just the knife edge of the right foot's on the earth. We're opening up through that right hip. Hold wherever you are for one more breath. And then we'll exhale, hands come to the earth. We'll pivot on that back knee so that the left shin is parallel with the short edge of the mat. And we're gonna come into as if our right leg was like the back leg in Warrior Two. So we're gonna come onto the sole of the right foot, making sure that the knife edge of the right foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. And we're gonna take the left hand to the earth in front of the left leg, so towards the back of the room. We're gonna inhale, open up through that right arm, take a super deep side stretch here. This is a side plank with one leg down, basically. If you are super strong and in the mood for a strength practice, you can make this a full side plank just by taking that left foot to the front of the mat to meet the right. Just holding this wherever you're at. Really open through the chest. Pull those right fingers towards the back of the room. And then we'll exhale, reverse our motions. Come back with the hands to the front of the mat. And we'll heel toe this right foot towards the left. So once again, we're facing the front of the mat. And the right foot heel toes towards the left until we can lay that right shin bone down on the earth, flexing the right toes, taking a pigeon pose. Again, only go as far as feels good here. The great thing you can do with a blanket if pigeon pose is pretty intense for you is just take that blanket right below that right hip to support you. We'll inhale, look forward towards the front of the room. And if this is also super intense, you can walk this right foot farther in towards your body. And if you would like to increase the intensity, maybe just shift your hips slightly back a little bit. But never use your hands on your knee or on your foot because it just puts a lot of pressure on your knees. If you can't get there, just using your leg muscles, maybe you're not there yet. So inhale, exhale, folding forward, hip flex, hip stretch, super deep hip stretch. Great release for the whole right side of the low back, the low right inner thigh. You can stay up if that feels better to you. Really check in with yourself about what feels better to you, not just what you normally do or what you feel you should do. It's the beauty of a home practice is you can do it on your own terms. If you fold forward, maybe you make a shelf with the arms once again and try to lay your forehead down on the arms. We're going to do 3 rounds of let go breath here. And when you say go, really try to imagine letting go of all tension in your muscles. So exhale completely. We're going to inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. And exhale, go. Amazing. We're going to crawl ourselves back up. Walk that back knee in a little bit. Come off of that right foot. Slowly do a couple fire hydrant circles with that right knee while the rest of your body is in tabletop. Maybe you get a couple pops. Maybe you throw a couple right ankle circles in there too. We're going to reset this blanket if you moved it. And then we're going to take the right hand into the center of the mat. Inhale, left hand comes up towards the ceiling. Breathing into this twist, opening those left fingertips up towards the sky, feeling a stretch in the front of your left shoulder. Exhale, thread the needle, taking the back of the left hand to the earth, coming on to the side of the head, trying to lay the left shoulder on the earth, pressing into the right fingertips, keeping the hips aligned over the knees. You can try coming onto the back of the head if that feels good. You can straighten those right hand towards the top of your mat. Breathing here. With every exhale, try to soften through your belly and go deeper into this twist. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. We will slowly come back to center. Re-stretch that right arm up towards the sky. For just a breath, maybe do a little wrist circle with the left hand up in space. And then we'll take the left hand to the earth once again. We'll take the left knee out behind us and do a couple hip circles, fire hydrant style. With that left knee, just making sure you reverse the directions at some point. And then we're gonna step that left foot up between the hands, coming into our low lunge once again. Rock a bit from side to side on the hands. Inhaling here and exhaling. And maybe you try to twist on this side, planting the right hand, reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling. Low twist. You can make this a lizard pose if you want to, walking those left toes off the mat, taking the hands to the inside of the left foot. You can come off of the right knee. Again, you can pad the back knee with this blanket. You can come on to the forearms if you're feeling super open today. But wherever you're at, just do the thing that feels right to you today, not what you think you should do. And this time, we're gonna plant the right knee on the earth and inhale, just take a little crescent lunge. Reach the hands up towards the ceiling, follow them with your gaze. Inhale here. Then we'll exhale, hands come back to the earth. And inhale, walk it back into our half split on the left side. Notice how this side feels different. Wiggle the left toes from side to side. Inhaling to straighten through the spine. Exhale to fold deeper forward. Imagine we're really pulling that left hip deeper into the hip socket. Inhale here, creating length in that hamstring. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, walk it forward into our low lunge. And then we're going to repeat that breath again. So inhale, let, walk the hands back to the half split. Exhale, go, walk it forward to the lunge. Inhale, let, walking it back to the half split. Exhale, go, forward into a lunge. Inhale, let, back into the half split. And exhale, go, coming into this low lunge. And once again, there's the option, if you want to peel that left hand up towards the sky and walk that right knee a little farther towards the back of the mat. And using the muscles of the right leg, trying to pull those right toes off the earth behind you. Seeing if you can reach back with the left hand to make contact with the right, with the right foot. Again, this is a great one to use a strap for, or a great muscle strengthener to do without touching your foot. Anyways, we're just gonna hold this wherever you're at. Again, option to come off of the inner edge, the left foot here, and let that left knee come a little towards the left side for a hip opener. Wherever you're at, breathe. Exhale, sighing out through the mouth. Imagining that we're softening somewhere we're holding tension. A couple more breaths here. Super deep hip flex stretch on the right side. And then we'll slowly come back through center. And we're going to pivot on that back knee, making sure that the shin is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Pivot on that front foot, which is now your back foot, your left foot, either way. The left foot knife edge should be parallel with the short edge of the mat. We're going to plant the right hand somewhere in front of that right knee, so towards the back of the mat, and inhale. Stretch those left fingertips up and over the head, deep side stretch. Again, if you'd like to make this side plank, feel free. Reaching those right fingertips towards the back of the room, or those left fingertips, sorry. Pressing the hips forward. Make this almost a back bend. And then we'll exhale, slowly reversing emotions. Coming with the hands to the front of the mat once again. And we'll heel toe this left foot towards the right side until we find, at last, a pigeon pose on the left side. Again, feel free to adjust this blanket to pad your left hip. Inhale, looking forward. Breathing in and exhale. If you are really open in your hips and want to do this, crawl it forward, sleeping pigeon. Or if it's just not feeling right to you today, stay up on the hands. And if this really bothers your knee, no matter what you do, just take a different hip stretch of your choice. Should have said that earlier, but yeah. So we're going to inhale here, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Softening the features of your face. Continuing this breath at your own pace. It doesn't have to be that you're thinking of a specific thing to let go of. It can be just letting go in general, finding ease, or maybe there is something specific you're trying to have take up less space in your life. And you can focus on that during this breath. One final round here. And we're going to come up onto the hands, walk the back knee in slowly without putting any pressure on that left foot. Take the foot behind you and then fire hydrant circles on the left side. Couple ankle circles as well. Great. Both knees come to the earth, and here's where I lied. So you can press back up into one final down dog here and just see, and again, this can be a dolphin if you have wrist sensitivity with the elbow on the ground. But in this final down dog or dolphin, really notice how your body feels different from the first one of these we did today. Relax the neck, shake the head, yes and no. Shift the hips from side to side. Come onto the toes, pressing into the hands. Hips up towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale. Take this blanket in the center of the mat. Roll it as much as you want to or can. And we're going to just take Shavasana in a passive back bend here. So you'll walk the hips as close to this rolled up blanket as you can. And we're just going to lay down. Pull the shoulders meet the earth. Take your ponytail out. Do whatever you have to do. Get truly comfortable here. You can also adjust the blanket if it's too high, making sure the shoulders are relaxed beneath you. Palms up towards the sky. And imagine that your hands are slightly like in a cup shape here, as if they're just waiting to be filled up with energy. The back of the head is nice and flat against the earth here. And we're going to take 5 more rounds of that letting go breath together. And then you're going to take 5 breaths of that letting go breath on your own. And then I'll cue us all to wake up. Exhaling everything, softening the expression of the face, softening through the belly, shoulders, and hips. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. 5 more of these at your own pace, and then I'll wake us all up. We'll slowly move the tongue in the mouth, wiggle the fingers and toes a couple times. Inhale, stretching the arms overhead. Exhaling, maybe you roll to one side, taking the fetal position for just a second. Or slowly, with the eyes still closed, pressing yourself up into a comfortable seat. Pause here, hands on knees. Inhale, straightening through the spine. Exhale through the mouth. We're going to take hands to heart center. Take a moment here to just notice how your body feels compared to when you first came onto your mat this morning. We'll inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, folding forward. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.